Om Yathagner Dahika Shakti Ramakrishna Sthita Hiya Sarva Vidya Sarupang Tang Saradang Pranamamyaham. So, today is an auspicious day for us all and for the world, because the Mother of the Universe took a human form. There is a song in Bengali, "The Mother Lakshmi from the heaven has come and Jairambati, and she is born." It's a beautiful idea. The Lakshmi, the wisdom, not the wisdom, the wealth and prosperity incarnate, has dawned in the human form. And Ramakrishna said that she is Sarada Saraswati. She is the mother who gives wisdom and spiritual knowledge. And she came and she left such a beautiful life behind that whenever we go through the life, read anything of Holy Mother, it is so charming, it is so pleasing. Why? Because of its simplicity. Artless. The artless, simple life and teachings of Holy Mother is superb. There is no artificiality, there is no glamour, there is no outside attraction which people will be charmed. Very simple. Because very simple, it is very difficult to understand the glory and depth of the Divine Mother. So, it is, as we are in the afternoon, so many comments came after the reading. It's a simple statement, but it is so deep and simple solution of life also. Spiritual life is a big mystery before us. Those who study little books and different philosophies, we get confused into it. But when we find Holy Mother, what she is giving is a straightforward response to the complicated problems of life. Everyone says we have so much problem, so much suffering. Holy Mother said people talk about their suffering, their pains, their agonies, but I do not know what is called suffering in life. I used to feel always a pitcher full. In my heart I used to feel a pitcher full love, a pitcher full of joy and blessings. It's a very unique comment, unique idea to think about, that how a person like Holy Mother, who is every day undergoing much turmoil than we can think of, day and night, forgetting her own necessities, needs, she is constantly looking at the welfare of others. And there is no other thought of herself. That's an ideal. Swami Vivekananda said, religion is what? Religion is realization, that's true. But religion is what? Unselfishness is religion. How much one can forget one's own little self for the good of others. We can forget ourselves for different reasons. We can forget our bodily pleasures or pain, being engaged in something else. But for thinking of the good of others only. That is the unique character of Holy Mother, which we can imbibe into our life a little. And that's why I say beautiful idea of making the world to be our own, meaning it is our own. But we ought to make it own means there is some gap in between the truth and our understanding. Philosophically we can talk big things. But what Holy Mother gave, just simple formula, to forget yourself and think of others. Make the world your own. How can we make the world own? If I find that it's my pleasure to be happy to myself, if I eat, if I sleep, if I have my own pleasures, I am finished. Why do I care for others? But there it is not that performance of great name. People will say, oh, he's a great charitable person, or she is very noble person. It is not that call of the Atman, call of the self. The world is your own. Own means I am. And mother relationship is also unique. Mother, this time, Sri Ramakrishna has left Holy Mother to preach. Holy Mother herself said, Sri Ramakrishna, the last word of Sri Ramakrishna is, the Holy Mother is the last word of motherhood of this age. Nivedita said, is she the last or she is the first also? Last word of Sri Ramakrishna worshipped in this age to awaken the divine consciousness of motherhood in all, and left Holy Mother behind to preach this message of this motherhood. And motherhood is a beautiful, perfect example of feeling oneness. Mother forgets herself and day and night thinks of the child, so long they are not adult, of course. But when they are child, baby, no mother can think of other than her own baby. And the whole world, Holy Mother thought that it is her own baby. Everyone, as we are reading little bit of here and there, that Sister Nivedita came, she started talking to her as Cookie. Sister Nivedita went back and she was praying to the church, and she said, it reminded me of you, O Mother, Mother of love and compassion and holiness. And then Holy Mother responding to that letter, that you are pure. That's why you are seeing the holiness. You are seeing the purity. So how she is always encouraging others to see in the right perspective and teaching us to make everyone one of his own, of her own, is a great example. We can take one ideal to imbibe in our life. As a person who is to supply, or the male man who is to carry the mail of letters and money orders to mother. Mother's love for him is equally same, as we find that when some great devotee who loves God and is absorbed in God comes to her in the same similar way. It is that oneness, the concept of oneness. And also gives the solution, as I said, how to be happy. That is the major question, how to be happy. How to be happy is how to forget and how to think of others. How to think of others' suffering, how to think of others' problem, how to put ourselves into the position of the other who is undergoing some difficult situation. One lady came in the village, that story. My mother's life is full of stories. One lady came and she lost her son or something and came to Holy Mother, and when she started talking about the mother, the loss of the son, And Holy Mother immediately took it, as it were, just spontaneously, not to show sympathy, but she felt the oneness and she started crying bitterly in such a way everyone around thought that probably Holy Mother's own child has passed away or something like that. And that exactly, instantly, that lady who had lost her own son just felt relaxed totally. It is the question of that feeling, and that feeling is so intense, can suck their suffering into herself. And in her life, if we look at her life, every day you look, how difficult was her life. Every day's living was a difficulty. With her living with her crazy family members, even they are so torturous, some so much abusive, but mother was so much above all these limitations of smallness, pettiness. Remember that story that when Holy Mother was coming to Dakshineshwar with his all the family members, and then they are to cross that big meadow, rice field, and then the companions all left because there is a fear of burglars to come and they will be caught under that trouble. So everyone is walking faster, but Holy Mother could not keep pace with them. And then Mother said, okay, you go. And then you know that story, how the burglar came and threatened, and first of all, and then how the burglar got transformed. He used to call my Dakat Baba, is my father, the dacoit father. And the dacoit father became a story. And then every time, now and then, when other people used to ask Mother, Ma, tell about your, say, what is the story of your Dakat Baba? Then Holy Mother was very shy, and one day she said, why people ask me to talk about that? I don't want to talk about that. See the consideration. What? Because if I am to tell, first of all I will have to say that my relatives, my own people, left me alone behind in the big meadow where it is all burglars are to attack. And they went to safety and leaving me behind. I'll have to say the truth. But I don't want to talk about that, lest the relatives feel bad. See the question, how much we will be proud about that. How my relatives are so selfish. See, they could leave me and go away. We'll be proud to tell that. But look at Holy Mother, how she does not want to, though it is a fact, but Mother does not want that someone to be blamed for that. What a noble character. And every moment of her life is sweetness, sweetness, sweetness. But as I said, realistically her life was not. We complain about our problems. Holy Mother's problem used to take share of the whole family, this crazy niece and sister-in-law, and all the situation. But so, and taking care of everyone in between that situation. With love, with love, with love. She's a mother of compassion, mother of holiness, mother of purity. So she is the embodiment of that love, compassion and purity. Swamiji's idea that what to show to the world, exact words are very powerful. Holy Mother said that, was there any such understanding about motherhood? Sri Ramakrishna left me to show to the world that motherhood, the ideal of motherhood. So, to develop that motherhood, how she every day acted is a question, and how she simplified. Today's question was that in the afternoon, talking about mantra, japa, etc. it came. So I will touch a little bit of that. First question came that mother said that mind is restless, someone complained. And then Holy Mother said, do 10 to 15,000 of japa every day, and then see what happens. It will change. It will transform. Then, and Dr. Nayak probably raised that question. But Ramakrishna says, you see, Ramakrishna one time taking the name of God and he's going to Samadhi. So how do we reconcile? How it will transcend from this restless mind to the mind into Samadhi? Really a big question. It is no question. Samadhi is not in one day's affair. So restless mind, to bring it into peaceful state, what Holy Mother said is the prescription of this age. And it is her greatest prescription. Japat Siddhi, japa, japa, japa. And also repetition of the mantra day and night, and even the minimum number is 10, 15,000 is given. It is not minimum for us, but that number, if it is done continuously, it will reap the result. And also came the question that mantra is such small seed mantra, but how it can bring the awareness, how it can bring consciousness, ecstasy, etc., etc. So these are beautiful questions was raised. Yes, japa and meditation, actually we need not have to theoretically understand it, but the practical demonstration we find in the life of Holy Mother, and whoever came to Holy Mother, they followed that, and we find in their life. Say, I recall Swami Shantananda Maharaj, who this to call upon God's name all the time, 100,000 this, that, Holy Mother said, and Shantananda Swami took that vow as only vow, that I'll repeat the name of God, continuously. And we see that end result is that she was totally absorbed in God consciousness. She attained the same realization which other path can lead. So it is not to question, but to start doing. That was the point. And its effect can be seen in so many ways. And Shantananda Swami, what he did himself is constantly in the awareness of the divine. He is listening to the Om voice all the time, Anahata Dhoni, unstruck sound of Om. What is that? By japa? By only doing japa? So Mother herself is established. It is not herself only. We find that they are children, and we also find other Swamis. I also know one or two of them. There are many maybe. But the question is that it is tested and verified. If one does that, its effect is there. And the seed mantra, as Holy Mother also said, seed is very small, but it sprouts into a big tree. So the mantra, though it appears it is nothing, few words, You remember your mantra, what you got from your teachers. The mantra is only 1, 2, 3, some very simple words. But it has such a potentiality that it can destroy all the ignorance of the mind. And how it happens, you can have a theoretical discussion on that. But practical thing is, it happens. And you see, that result brings a person into the establishing into the strength of God and its truth. We find that, as you know, Sridharananda Swami's lesson from Santananda Swami. Santananda Swami taught him how to remember God all the time, He was, that story, Swami told it here. See, when Sridharananda Swami's young boy joined as a monk, he was willing to serve Swami Shantananda, who has those days have tuberculosis. But he wanted to serve. And then Shantananda Swami used to say, oh, you are now, your guru has given you mantra, but you are serving me day and night, but you cannot do your mantra or practice sitting in one time or meditation. But I will not fail you. And then he taught him to remember. Whenever he entering into the room, he said, do one thing, always remember the name of the Lord. You are walking, doing things and that. It's a very simple formula, but very difficult to remember. And he was doing like that, but first day when he entered, he said, so are you practicing? And he said, no, I forgot. Well, okay, do it. And one day it happened. Second day also he entered, and Santananda Swami said, are you practicing? He said, no, I forgot. And third day also it happened. After that he felt a little ashamed. How many times I shall say that I have forgotten. So next time, as soon as he enters the door of the Swami's room, he starts, oh, Swami will ask me the question, let me start now. So he started doing japa. As soon as he comes, maybe forgotten another time, but as soon as he enters to Swami Santanandaji's room to serve him a glass of juice or anything, or clean the plates or something, as soon as he enters, he thinks, oh, Swami will ask me. So he started doing the routine japa. And then he entered, are you doing? Yes, Maharaj, I am doing. So, and that practice actually took him in such a way that he remembers God's name all the time. And you can see how his life has enriched himself. So, spiritual life is to follow the instruction. Too many questions, good to know, but too many questions satisfy the intellect. It may be, but for spiritual joy, one will have to follow this simple formula of repeating the name of the divine. And as beautiful discussion came, that Sid mantra, Holy Mother said, it brings consciousness, it brings ecstasy, it brings devotion, it brings love. So the beautiful words, all the achievements of human life, spiritual life, comes, Holy Mother says, by repetition of the mantra only. Could you believe that much result is possible? You are not practicing Advaita Vedanta practice, not this. You are not practicing that always 24 hours sitting and I am meditating. You are not doing. You are only, whatever you are doing, only repeating the name of Mother. And Mother says, there is the power. You do it, it will happen. And see, Mother says, ecstasy is what? Ecstasy is that point, normally we understand, that you don't identify with the body and the surrounding. Your mind gets absorbed into the truth. And that absorption comes just by repeating the holy name. Ecstasy comes, love for God comes, and whatever activity it appears, it is only service to God. And all this karma, jnana, yoga, automatically it comes. That's why spiritual life is true. You follow one path, all will come. But it is the simplest formula which we can follow. In our day-to-day life, where is our time that we can spend hours and hours in meditation? How will you perform your day-to-day activity? Or where is the point that when you are getting engrossed into work, how can you think of God? You think that I have done secular work whole day. At the end you come frustrated. But what this simple formula to remember as much as we can, repeating, and that power gives the power. And it has been said, Mother said, you see, mind does not settle. This discussion was done here. See, sometimes mind goes up and mind goes down. Sometimes I'd like to do meditation japa, sometimes mind does not. The Holy Mother's advice is what? Mother said that you have to do. Mind is like that. Let it do. But you do your practice. You continue your practice and it will ultimately bring the net result. Bright fortnight comes and dark fortnight comes. No? But you continue to do your japa. See, I think that this is a great message, and by that the heart opens up, the spiritual soul opens up. And that's why we find that all the Holy Mothers, whoever came in touch with Holy Mother, immediately we don't find that transformation. Maybe, because Ramakrishna was very selective. But Holy Mother anyone comes out of her compassion, she will just accept as her own and take away the responsibility of that child. And that's why it is uniqueness with Holy Mother that we can easily approach Mother with our own condition, with our own failures, with our own frustrations, with our own inabilities, with our own limitations, that to ask for help. And Holy Mother said, I am the mother of the good, and I am the mother of the bad. And whenever you are in distress, know that there is a mother for you. In troubles and tribulations, in happiness and in misery, you know that there is a mother who is always standing behind. It's a great solace for people like us who live in life with so much of anxieties, worries, troubles and turmoils, to feel who is there to support me. That's a very beautiful assertion, and it is not mere word. He said that I am not your mother, foster mother. I am not because Ramakrishna is called father, so I am mother in that respect. No, I am not that. I am your mother for eternity. I am your mother. I am behind you all the time. And that's why Swami Vivekananda wrote a beautiful poem about mother. Oh mother, who art thou, holding me in my hand and taking me to this track of life, through misery and pleasure and pain and suffering and frustration and success and frustration, all these through these different ways. Oh mother, you are holding me and taking me across the life. So this is the point, that mother's life is very inspirational, and it is because of its simplicity. There is no formalities, there is no external show, and spirituality is so simple and so spontaneous to serve others. Actually, what we learn really unusual in Holy Mother's life. When she is in utmost difficulty in her health condition, malaria and this and that, cannot raise her head even from the bed, but someone comes for initiation, and then she immediately takes care of that, and then she redeems. It is not, Swami Vivekananda said, no, that mother is a mother of compassion. And mother's compassion is so much that she will suck all the sins out of you. That's why that story is there when Swamiji came and Swamiji prostrated to Holy Mother, and then when he stood up and asked others to do the sastanga pranam, the whole body prostration, and then he said, but do pranam, but don't touch her feet, because she is full of compassion. She knows no boundary. She does not think what will happen to her. So you do prostrate, but don't touch her feet, because as soon as you touch her feet, she is a holiness incarnate. He will suck away all your sins and misdeeds instantly, and as a result she will suffer. And he stood there and asked everyone to do salutation. Swami Vivekananda could understand. Swami Vivekananda could understand what is the sense of purity. Swami Vivekananda, after traveling the whole world, she did it by mother's power only. She acknowledged that is mother, by your command only I went in this country, and I did whatever, I conquered the country by your. And that power, it's a tremendous power. He could understand what is the power of purity. That's why we find that Swami Vivekananda is trying to become pure, more pure. Vivekananda is trying to become pure for reason because he is going to see the Divine Mother and to touch her feet or to get her blessings. Because he thinks, I have become Rajasic. He said that I went to the West, and lectured and did all these things, so I have become Rajasic. But mother is full of purity. That's why. Could you imagine Vivekananda? And that is it. Raja Maharaj used to go, Brahmananda used to go, shaking before going to mother. In Kashi, Benaras, every day, Holy Mother is there in that house of, whose house is that? Across the road. Lakshmi Nivas. Lakshmi is his house. And mother is staying in the upstairs, and Maharaj will go every day like a child. And salute from the bottom. He will not go to see mother. It's too much for him. When mother is there, that's enough for be Brahmananda-like person. We fools can do whatever we like. We don't understand what's the glory, what's the power. But Maharaj is even going every day and saluting from the ground and then coming back and feeling that, and one day mother was asked that why, ask Rakhal, why there is this system of worshipping mother first. And what happened? Rakhal Maharaj, Brahmananda, like a child, he started dancing in the courtyard, no? Because mother holds the key to liberation. No? This is the mother who holds the key to liberation. All, it is under her jurisdiction. This whole world is her jurisdiction. That's why it is very difficult. We have to, if we see through the lens of these great people, Brahmananda, Vivekananda, even we see through the eyes of Nivedita, so we see Bull, Mrs. Bull, the MacLeod, how they look at Holy Mother, how they get transformed. If that's the point, one question was there. There is no language. She is talking Bengali and they are talking not Bengali much, all English. But how they could communicate? Afterwards, of course, I read a part that mother writing to Nivedita. So you come back quickly. I am waiting for you to see. I do not know when I will see you. But don't forget Bengali. Then I will not be able to talk to you. But still, she managed to talk, communicate. The communication, how she communicated with people, it is the question of the heart. The child communicates with the mother. The baby communicates with the mother, not with language. But there is a deeper connection. There is a language of the heart. So here, Holy Mother communicated to anyone and everyone in this from the heart. So it does not need any language. That is a deeper connection. And expression, mouth or words are expression of that, what is the feeling inside. And if mother is to talk from that level, that's why people could get a penetrating, someone used the word penetrating effect, penetrating effect of the Holy Mother's word. And though piercing effect. Mother said something and it just pierces, as it were, into the inner chamber of the heart, and one can feel it is. Even we read the mother's any simple advice, as if we feel sometimes she's talking to me today, as if it is my problem she's trying to solve. So I would suggest that what mother has suggested, if we can follow that, that will be very. Those who can keep the awareness in God, that's a different thing, constantly. But we cannot remember, we think nonsense thoughts, useless thoughts. Why not substitute it by Holy Mother's suggestion, by the holy name of the Lord, to repeat. Even it is mechanical. Let it go on, and when the mind will be pure, automatically it will go deeper and deeper and deeper, and the result and transformation will come as Holy Mother suggested and as she stands for. And that with that transformation, everyday character will be changed. Love will flow for others. Service idea of serving others. People are there who finds great joy in serving others. And that characteristic will increase and increase and increase. And then as much less is the I consciousness, that much comes the consciousness of whole. And God is whole, and God is universal. And then comes the question that no one is stranger. That concept will come. Everyone is my own. Try to make the whole world your own. So, we pray to Mother today. Though yesterday was the real birthday, but we celebrate always on the weekend. And you have come many were in the noon time, but now fire everywhere. So that's why many could not come probably. But you came and you have enjoyed the whole day probably, the worship, home of fire, and then beautiful concert they did out of love. I was so much impressed with the children, so small boys and girls, how they are imbued into that idea, and they are developing. And now we have read Holy Mother, and now we have thought about Mother. Now we crave the blessings of Mother so that we can develop our spiritual life in the model Holy Mother kept for us. This is a practical thing, and even this whole Ramakrishna order is also run by this principle of that Mother's love. How integrated this organization is done by not by the rules. That is the way. It is done by love and cohesiveness because of love, integrity. Holy Mother said, someone can throw away, but I cannot. That who wrote that? That someone there was of a not a very good character, and then somebody said that one Swami said that, Ma, you don't know that she is not of a good character. You should not make her cook your meals. But Mother said, you can do that, but I cannot do that. I cannot do. If I don't protect her, where shall she go? The question is that, says, what a noble character. And everyone can reject, but Mother is there for us. Thank you all. Jai Ma.